They are so sophisticated and so far advanced, working with the likes of Palantir, NVIDIA, all these cutting edge tech companies. Couple what the CIA was trying to do in the 50s with MKUltra and its subcomponents compared to what it is technologically able to do today, and it is terrifying.
You mentioned this very briefly. We kind of ran out of time in our last interview where you said something along the lines of like, gone are the days of just being able to cross borders in alias and do a brush pass because—
Oh my God, with facial recognition software and AI, I actually posed this question to a current CIA officer. I said, how do you guys cross borders? How do you get through airports, like in different names? And he said, we don't know yet. Still struggling. Yeah, the technology is developing so quickly, they just can't keep up with it.
So, man, that a lot of things are running through my head right now. But something I just thought of, I heard from one of the science and technology people that gave an interview that the agency is involved in or dabbling in VR and AR type stuff.
Oh yeah.
She didn't say what, but what would you imagine that's about?
Oh man. I don't know because I've been out a long time, but I will tell you that the DS&T, the Directorate of Science and Technology, which is one of the 4 directorates at the CIA, when I was there was almost an afterthought because mostly what it was responsible for was disguises and, briefcases with secret pockets in them and, supporting operations. Now they are so sophisticated and so far advanced, working with the likes of Palantir and Elon Musk's different companies and AWS and all these like cutting edge, NVIDIA, all these cutting edge tech companies. They are so far advanced that instead of doing the silly concealment devices and disguises, they just pawn that off to individuals or makeup companies and they do the big ticket items now. I would say what the DS&T is doing with things like virtual reality are closer now to what DARPA is doing on futuristic tech than what they ever did in the past at the CIA.
So what would you say as an example, like what would a big ticket item be in that case?
Man, I couldn't even venture to say it. I don't even know. It's become so sophisticated. I sat next to a guy for years. Awesome guy, terrific analyst. And he always had a thing for tech. We used to joke about it because we were all young. We were all in our 20s. We're all tech savvy. Now, he's the CIA's chief technical officer, SIS-4. He could be the director if the president wanted him to be. And I remember saying to a buddy of mine when our friend was promoted, I was like, man, he really made it like to the very top. And my friend said, it was the tech. I'll tell you what he did. Just as a favor on his day off, he made a computer program to allow our Middle East analysts to make family trees of the royal families in the countries that they cover, right? No such software existed. There was no such thing as, Family Tree Maker or genealogy.com. There was no such thing as .com. I mean, we're talking about pre-internet days. And he took 3 days off on his own time and made this program, the software that everybody in the office used. And I was like, wow, he really knows a lot about tech, huh? And then 2 or 3 years later, they invented the internet, or they didn't invent it then, but they released the internet to the general public, and he just jumped right in and really, really made something out of himself. So he's in charge of all this stuff now. Yeah.
Did you ever have any experience with DARPA?
Never. I was never cleared to even know what it was they were doing over there. They're so far advanced.
Right, and that's what they say. They say DARPA's 20 years ahead of what we can see.
Mm-hmm.
And so I would think that is the agency.
Yeah. One of the things I learned early on at the agency, though, is that it is far cheaper and far easier to just buy something that's already been invented than it is to develop it from scratch. That was before 9/11. Post 9/11, money's not an issue at all. And so DARPA's doing it, NSA's doing it, CIA's doing it. And then they're, within QTEL, they're financing it in the public sector. I'm sorry, in the private sector. So the sky's the limit, man. It really is. And I can't even imagine the Russians spending that kind of money on tech. Maybe the Chinese do. I don't know. They've got the money. But since 9/11, we've gone whole hog in tech development.
Chinese could always just steal it from us, I guess.
They steal it from us.
Yeah.
Yeah, just like the Israelis do.
We'll talk about that.
Don't get me
started. We'll talk about the Mossad. Don't worry. In-Q-Tel is it's openly the CIA's venture capital firm, right?
Correct. Yeah.
And I want to say they invested in Palantir, or
they gave Palantir their first, it was like $1.5 million to get off the ground. Very first investment. And now look at Palantir. Just this year, for the first time, they have more than $1 billion in revenue. So it's a success story.
So Palantir does commercial stuff now too. It's not just DoD
right.
and government contracts.
No, it's a standalone, profitable tech company.
Right. So they're selling to civilians, so to speak. But I remember hearing when Palantir first came out that people at the agency didn't like it
At all.
And maybe they gave them a trial run or something, and they were like, "Fuck this, we don't want to use this."
Yeah.
Do they use it now, you think?
Yeah.
What is it? What would they use it for?
Oh, all kinds of stuff. Mostly, wow. You know what? I probably shouldn't say.
Would it be along the lines of targeting?
Yes. You know, this metadata has to come from somewhere, right? So, like with Abu Zubaydah, and remember, Abu Zubaydah was 23 years ago, where we're just laying out papers on the ground and trying to connect the dots. It's way more sophisticated now. You can't get away now. You just can't get away. So rather than have analysts poring over this stuff and you just hoping that your analysts are really, really smart, AI does it all. They do all of it. And it makes it much easier. That's why in the Obama administration, John Brennan had the Tuesday morning kill list meetings, because the tech got sophisticated enough that you could just write up a list of people that you want to kill that week. And you dish out the assignments. The teams go out, they kill everybody that's on the list, and then they meet next Tuesday and get that kill list. And you just do it week after week. You know, when the Vault 7 documents were released back in, 2017?
What are those?
There was a CIA computer engineer named Joshua Schulte, who swears that he's innocent, but is now serving a sentence of 40 years for espionage. He was allegedly a disgruntled engineer. He didn't like his boss. He didn't like his coworkers. They didn't like him. So he just downloaded the crown jewels of the Directorate of Science and Technology and sent it all to WikiLeaks in 2017. Google Vault 7 documents, Vault 7 revelations. It will knock your socks off. Thousands and thousands of pages. It makes what Chelsea Manning leaked look like, scrawl from a sixth grader. So he revealed that the CIA has developed technologies to, for example, remotely take over your car by hacking into the chip, right? Why would the CIA want to take over your car? To make you drive off a bridge, maybe? To make you drive into a tree and kill yourself? To make you drive into an abutment and make sure that there's no way you can survive because they've got the thing going 140 miles an hour and you can't control it. They developed technology to reverse your smart TV to make the speaker into a microphone with the TV still appearing to be off. So you don't know that it's broadcasting everything that's being said in your house to CIA headquarters. You know, they were able to hack into other countries' most sensitive technological systems and to leave little scraps of code, but the scraps of code are written in Russian or in Persian and Farsi. So people say, oh, the fucking Russians hacked into us, or the Chinese, or the Iranians. And actually, no, it was us. But you'll never know it. I mean, there's almost too much in Vault 7 to even go into. It's incredible. I'm going to give a talk about it at a hacker conference this coming weekend. So, you know, couple what the CIA was trying to do in the 50s with MK Ultra and its subcomponents compared to what it is technologically able to do today, and it is terrifying. Terrifying.
What's up, guys? Thank you so much for taking the time to watch the interview. If you got anything out of this video at all, please like the video, leave me a comment, tell me what you thought of the video, tell me who you'd like to see on the show. I really appreciate the support. It goes a long way on these platforms, as you guys know. Most importantly, I have some excellent interviews coming up in the future that I'm really, really excited about. So please subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any of them. But that's it. Thank you for your support. I really appreciate it, and hope to see you again soon.